Right now, salvaging the winter sports season. How one high school is adjusting to the guidelines not to play in Dane County.
Plus, where Wisconsin is spending dollars to make sure your students have access to internet for online learning.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I am Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. So starting today, all Wisconsinites over the age of 65 can get vaccinated for the coronavirus. That age group now falls under the state's Phase 1B vaccination plan.
According to the Department of Health Services, it's about 700,000 people. Others previously added to Phase 1B, like first responders, have already been getting their vaccines for about a week, and more additions could be on the way soon. The state committee in charge of recommendations says teachers and child care workers could be the next group to get priority. Other groups up for consideration include grocers, prison inmates, and public transit employees.
So with more people gaining access to the vaccine, we know you have a lot of questions, and we have been asking you to send those to us. So we have Dr. Jeff Pothoff from UW Health on to answer them this morning. Thanks for your time, Doc. I want to start with a question from Helen, who wrote me on Facebook. She says she is at an independent clinic. She's a patient there, and she has a MyChart account. Can I assume that I'll get my message through MyChart to sign up? So far, I haven't seen an option to schedule. I don't want to call and tie up important staff workers. So can you answer Helen's question?
Yeah, that's a good question, and Helen has a great point where she just doesn't want to call and tie up phone lines. Most organizations, if they have an electronic portal like MyChart, some people may call it something else, they will be reaching out to you. You'll get a notification that'll show up in an email, might be something that pops up on your phone that says, hey, your time to schedule, then you go in and you pick your appointment. If you're not available to have a MyChart account, you don't have something like that, I would say just go to the website of the health system you belong to. There's a really good chance they have some information on their homepage how they're going to contact you about vaccine availability.
All right. Wendy writes, do people have to be symptom or COVID-free before they can get vaccinated?
For the most part, if you're actively battling COVID, we wait until that infection or those period of symptoms is over. So most people, that's a period of about 10 to 14 days. If you get that scheduling invite while you actively have COVID, we'd want you to schedule that after your symptoms got better.
All right. Good to know. What's the one thing you want our viewers to know this morning about the vaccine?
Yeah, I think patience with getting this out there, especially with this older than 65 group, like has been mentioned, 700,000 people in the state, even with sending out thousands of invitations per day to schedule, it's still going to take a couple weeks to work through that big group of people. All
right, Dr. Pothoff, thanks for your time. We'll check in with you again here in about 30 minutes.
So Wisconsin is seeing another increase in new coronavirus cases. DHS and county dashboards show an increase of more than 2,000 infections over the past day. 6 more people have died. 23,000 of the state's 534,000 all-time cases remain active. UW-Madison returns to classes today with a new model for COVID testing. The system calls for those living on and around campus to take a COVID test every 72 hours in order to earn access to certain buildings. Only 3 of the 14 campus testing centers were open yesterday, even though it was the last chance for students to get a test before classes start today. A UW spokesperson says that backup is likely because of staffing shortages on the weekends. She says students who couldn't get tested this weekend will not be penalized. Okay, switching gears here, let's check in with Hattie McLean, keeping an eye on a first alert day, Hattie, for our Monday.
Yeah, you're right. We have an alert day in the forecast, mainly starting tonight. The start time of the snow has been pushed back a little bit, but also some other changes with this particular storm. Looks like it is going to track a little bit further to the north. So if you like snow, you're a big fan of that news. Take a look at our alert day forecast. Blowing snow and slippery roads will be an issue with this storm, especially overnight tonight into tomorrow mornings. This is going to impact the Tuesday morning commute and likely slow it down quite a bit. Total snow has been up to anywhere from 1 to 7 inches. Now, I know that's a large range for southern Wisconsin, but we're right on the northern edge of this storm system. So there likely is going to be a pretty sharp cutoff on that northern side. Heaviest amounts of snow are right along the state line. Here's a look at the winter weather advisories that have been posted for southern Wisconsin. All those counties shaded in purple are under the winter weather advisory tonight into tomorrow morning. Further to the south, just south of the state line, it's a winter storm warning. Here's a look at your future track snow potential. And again, these numbers will change a little bit in between now and tonight, but still looking like 3 to 5 inches of snow in and around the Madison and Dane County areas. Further to the south, the ranges will likely be 5 to 7 inches. And then, of course, lighter amounts north of Dane County. Here's a look at weather track showing you what's happening right now. Plenty of moisture and energy for this storm system to work with. There is a cold front that's bringing dry air right now into southern Wisconsin. So this moisture is going to have to battle all that dry air in place, but eventually we're going to start to see those snowflakes reach the ground. Here's a look at our temperatures early this morning. It's quite a chilly start to the day here in Madison. We're still in the single digits. It's just 1 in the Dells, a little bit warmer to the south, 18 in Mineral Point, 13 in Monroe, and 12 in Janesville this morning. Our future track forecast model is showing you clear skies for the most part this morning. Clouds are going to quickly fill in though as we go through the morning hours, mostly cloudy by lunchtime with temperatures right around 20 degrees. You'll see that by 5 o'clock, really no snow moving into southern Wisconsin yet. It's going to be a while before we see those snowflakes, likely after 9 o'clock for that snow to move across the state line and then lift northward overnight. It's still going to be snowing at this time tomorrow morning, but the snow will wind down through the afternoon. Again, we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 7 inches of snow overnight tonight into Tuesday morning. The rest of the week actually looking pretty quiet with highs near 20 degrees.
All right, thanks, Hattie. As Madison students get ready to go back to school today, local high school athletes are trying to make the most of this winter sports season.
Dane County guidelines have shut down any sort of games, matches, or meets. Christina Laurie shows us the adjustments teams are making to get around Dane County's rules.
For many student athletes, playing sports is about opportunity.
That was my main goal, is to try to do whatever it was going to take to make sure that our fall sport and all season sports had an opportunity to compete.
The opportunity to move their bodies, the opportunity to exercise their minds, the opportunity to grow as a team.
Sports is important, not just physically, but mentally.
A survey conducted by the University of Wisconsin of more than 3,000 high school athletes in the state found that 62% of both boys and girls reported having symptoms of mild or moderate to severe depression right now, highlighting the real toll life without sports is having on our children.
It provides an avenue for social interaction, it provides an avenue for mental health, and it provides an avenue for just true engagement with themselves and with their peers in a sense that's a little bit separate from the academic lens.
That's why dozens of local districts, including Middleton Cross Plains, are scheduling out-of-county competitions to allow their high school athletes the opportunity to play.
It's taken a lot of hours and work to get us here to make sure that when we are doing what we're doing right now, that we're able to do it right.
Athletic Director Jamie Sims has been cautious, carefully devising a plan for his student athletes that closely mirrors the county's public health guidelines.
Mandatory mask wearing, mandatory social distancing, and most of our practices are really just consisting of skill and drill works.
Any competition will only happen out of county.
Not only have we been able to bring athletics back, but that we've been able to do so in a safe way. Again, we're just very excited to have the opportunity.
So not only was Jamie able to give his student athletes a chance to play, he's optimistic that all fall and spring athletes will be able to hit the field or track later this year. Find out what's ahead for the upcoming sports seasons ahead in our next half hour.
Christina, thank you. Sports are far from the only issue schools, students, and parents are dealing with right now. Coming up in the next 10 minutes, we're taking a look at how internet access is impacting education.
It's Hangover Monday for Packers fans. A lot of fans are placing the blame on the coaching staff this morning.
Oh, yeah. The Pack fell to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday in the NFC Championship. Sports director Zach Hanley has reaction from Lambeau and why a late game decision has head coach Matt LaFleur under fire.
First halves in the NFC Championship game haven't been good for the Packers. Their last two, they were outscored 51-0, and that trend continued against Tampa Bay. The Packers trailed by 11 at the half and were down by as many as 18 in the third, but this time they came back. Aaron Rodgers hits Bobby Tunyon in the end zone, and the lead is down to 11. Then the defense would get into it. Tom Brady lofts one up, and Adrian Amos says, "I'll take that," and that would lead to this. Rodgers finds his BFF Devontae Adams, and it's a 5-point game. Now it's 31-23 Tampa Bay with a little over 2 minutes left, and Matt LaFleur decides to send Mason Crosby out for the field goal on the 8-yard line. Packers would never get the ball back, and for the second straight year, they fall in the NFC Championship game.
I think anytime something doesn't work out, do you regret it? Sure. But we're always going to be process-driven here. And the way our defense was battling, the way our defense was playing, we felt like it was the right decision to do. And it just didn't work out.
Zach Hanley there. To claim the Super Bowl title, the Bucs will have to knock off the defending champs. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs punched their ticket to Tampa with a 38-24 win over the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game last night. Tampa Bay will be the first team in Super Bowl history to have the game held at their home field. You can watch Super Bowl Sunday only on CBS. The big game coming up here in just about 2 weeks. Kickoff is set for 5:30 on February 7th.
Well, perhaps the biggest storyline this morning with the Packers is Aaron Rodgers' future with the team. Right after suffering his 4th loss in the NFC Championship game, a very somber Rodgers talked about the future.
A lot of guys' futures that are, uncertain, myself included.
So head coach Matt LaFleur did address this. He is certainly acting like he wants his quarterback to return. After the game, he said Rodgers better be back. He's the heart and soul of this team. Leah, you got to hope that Rodgers' emotions were just so raw after that loss that, I don't know, maybe he just didn't choose the right words when he was talking last night about his future with the team. That would certainly be a tremendous loss.
You could certainly see on his face how understandably upset he was. I thought it couldn't get worse with the end of that first half with that touchdown in the final second. And then you had that field goal decision. And then after the game, you hear that from Rodgers. So a lot of heartbroken Packers fans this morning.
A lot of blame to go around this morning, too. Yeah.
All right, 6:11 now. Coming up, what the state is doing to make sure your student has access to the internet while they learn from home. Stay with us.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour. There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
We hear much about what divides us, our differences. But today, America is coming together, as it always has. People rising to the occasion. Among them, the healthcare alumni of Herzing University, over 12,000 strong and growing. This is your opportunity to join Herzing, to make a difference. Together, you can start now. Find out how at herzing.edu.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Start out with neutrals. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Next, mix and match metals and wood. Try adding contrast by using light with dark. Finally, add home-style pillows and unique farmhouse accessories. Play around and have fun. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source. A surprise party, a wedding proposal, an unexpected bonus at work. Some surprises are awesome, but this? Weather like this should never be a surprise. Not when you watch News 3 Now, where you get an accurate, reliable forecast, so you're never caught off guard by the weather. Need to get up early to shovel, add time to your commute, wear boots, rebook a flight? Let News 3 Now Firstborn Weather give you everything you need to know so you can plan your life.
We all love reading the magazine, but did you know there's additional exclusive Madison Magazine content here on channel3000.com? Click on Madison Magazine for timely food stories and blogs on the local food scene that don't appear in the magazine. Find arts and entertainment and interesting Madisonians. There are featured columnists and online extras like photo galleries and videos. Channel 3000 and Madison Magazine. Together, they're your one source for all things Madison.
Welcome back. 6:15. It doesn't matter who you ask, teachers, parents, or even the state. When it comes to the biggest problem facing schools, broadband coverage tops the list. It's especially pronounced in rural districts. Half of Wisconsin residents outside of cities don't have reliable access to the internet. Governor Evers says 2021 is the year of broadband. So what's the state doing to help your school get better internet? We asked. If you ask any mom, what matters most?
Parents think education is the most important thing for their children.
That's the answer you'll get. But when education goes online, having good internet is suddenly top priority for parents too.
We have been learning from home, a virtual-based learning, since March, so 10 months.
We'd have to take turns.
During a pandemic, the problem is ubiquitous.
I was often doing my things after they went to bed at night.
Whether you're like Heather in a rural school district, Riverdale out in southwest Wisconsin.
We couldn't all be on the internet at the same time.
Or maybe you're over in Middleton.
What we found when we started, Lee, is that we had about 140 students who did not have internet access.
Or a little farther outside town.
16 miles from Camp Randall. And our internet is a huge problem.
That's Tierney Keys in the Belleville School District. Her kids have to learn in shifts because their satellite internet simply doesn't hold up.
It's extremely frustrating as a parent.
Tierney's problems represent countless calls for help we received on social media when it comes to broadband coverage.
And it begins with broadband.
State government sees the problem. In his State of the State speech, Governor Evers called 2021 the year of broadband and asked for $200 million for infrastructure and grant programs. The legislature has to approve that money first, but the state is already busy working to help more Wisconsinites with Wi-Fi.
I think we're making really great progress.
Federal money from the CARES Act has helped. In December, more than $5 million went to 12 different projects across 11 counties, both to build broadband towers and dig fiber 40 miles or more.
About 10,000 homes that didn't have broadband now as a result of that CARES funding.
And the last state budget allocated $50 million to broadband, the second half of which will be awarded this spring. So who will get that Wi-Fi? Folks in our area?
We fund grants where people request dollars, right? And so if there could be an area of the state that doesn't have great service, but no one's requesting funding because there's not a provider that is interested in growing.
A glance at the applications for that money shows the demand is widespread across the state. And the number of applications reflects that too. 124 applicants asking for $62 million, when there's only $24 million to hand out.
We're just in a tough area.
But the parents we talked to already knew that. And better broadband as a priority won't change, even if online learning does.
I think it's a huge impact, even when we're not in the middle of a pandemic.
So Tierney, one of the moms we spoke to in the Belleville School District, has been so angered by her lack of internet and by virtual learning in general that she's running for school board this spring. Meanwhile, the state hopes to announce where that $24 million in internet funding from the previous budget will go by mid-March or April. And as far as the $200 million the governor wants in this state budget, that's still up to the legislature to approve.
Developing right now at 6:18, more executive orders are expected later today from the Biden administration. President Biden reversing former President Trump's move to relax international travel restrictions during the pandemic. Biden is reinstating health-related restrictions on travelers who are not American citizens if they've recently visited Brazil or much of Europe. He's also extending policies involving travel to South Africa. The administration says medical advisors suggested the move. Before the inauguration, Trump signed an executive order lifting such regulations. That was supposed to take effect Tuesday.
Congress is moving forward with the Senate impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump today. The House is set to formally walk the article of impeachment to the Senate later this evening. The trial is scheduled to begin the week of February 8th. The full Senate will be required to meet 6 days a week until the trial is complete. In order to convict Trump, 17 Republicans would need to join the Senate's 50 Democrats. Hattie McClain here now with a look at your first warned weather. And it's alert day, Hattie.
It is an alert day. It starts tonight for southern Wisconsin. We'll be able to make it through the day with no snow falling, so you shouldn't have any issues getting around the area. Winter weather advisories, though, will go into effect this evening for the far southern tier of the state. Steady snow is expected overnight, and we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 7 inches of snow with those highest totals to the south. So our temperatures this morning are starting off in the single digits and teens, although a few spots to the north are still below 0. Camp Douglas now at 2 below. Compare that with 18 in Mineral Point. 20 degrees spread across the area. Wind chill will be a factor today. Those winds from the northeast will be increasing, so it'll be feeling like it's just in the teens this afternoon, even though high temperatures will be back into the 20s. A cloudy and chilly day with that snow real late today. Shouldn't have any issues on the playground at lunchtime or even at the end of the day. That snow comes tonight. And again, I mentioned 1 to 7 inches with those highest amounts to the south. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll look at that snow total map for southern Wisconsin.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. The terms of Kyle Rittenhouse's bond agreement are changing this morning. The Illinois teen is facing charges for killing 2 people and injuring a 3rd during Kenosha protests. He now has to stay away from white supremacists and alcohol. A judge modified the bond agreement after prosecutors say Rittenhouse was seen in pictures with members of the Proud Boys at a bar in Racine, flashing a white power hand signal. Rittenhouse is currently out on a $2 million bond. He'll be back in court in March.
Developing right now, and now former Clinton High School coach is in custody this morning on charges of physical abuse of a child and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. The Clinton Police Department first opened an investigation on December 27th after a female student at Clinton High School reported Tyler William Clark touched her inappropriately during practice. Police later discovering a 2nd student was allegedly battered by the same coach during the same practice, according to Chief Michael Schultz. District Administrator Dr. Jim Brewer says Clark was put on leave on December 27th and resigned the next day. Brewer says the district has policies in place to protect students and staff are trained to enforce those policies. We are expecting to hear more from police later today.
6:21 now. Coming up later this morning, we're continuing to answer your questions about the vaccine. Dr. Jeff Pothoff from UW Health will be back with us right around 6:30 to take questions you've submitted.
And also ahead in our next half hour, I take you inside one school in Madison where students are making a difference, 1 penny at a time. How they're giving back to the community they love ahead.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Hey guys, new phones are here. We switched to Spectrum Mobile so we can mix and match plans and save money.
Nice.
We got the by the gig plan, so we only pay for what we use. You get the unlimited plan.
Nice.
And so do you.
Nice.
It's great they let you mix plans like that. Guess they understand that everyone is different. We're not clones. Right?
Spectrum Mobile lets you mix and match any plan and save because it's a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant. But sometimes to make things right, it's necessary to fight. Some things are worth fighting for. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Since 1930, Habish, & Rotier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish, & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Hurry to get $7,250 in total savings on a Built Ford Tough F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
This does not look like a discount sofa.
It's not. Everything I sell is quality furniture, and I give you a discount. Bob's discount.
Interesting. I'll remember this for as long as I live.
Bob, you look so young.
Do you remember?
It's not discount furniture. It's quality furniture at a discount.
Bob's discount.
Get Bob's discount!
Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Accurate news as it happens. right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Just about 6:25 on this Monday. We always ask you to share your morning with us, and Rhonda sent in this stunner of an oak tree. I love oaks. I love countryside scenes. Rhonda, you really nailed it. Thanks so much for sending this one in. What does your morning look like? Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning on social media so we can find and share your pictures right here on the program. Okay, let's toss it over to Hattie now with a quick check of that first alert, that alert day forecast. Hattie.
Yeah, Leah, we are talking about an alert day in the forecast. Again, mainly for tonight into Tuesday morning. Shouldn't have any issues getting around town today, but take a look at this. Our snow totals have increased as the storm system is expected to go a little bit further to the north. So that alert day forecast, including snow totals anywhere from 1 to almost 7 inches. Highest amounts are going to be right along the state line. Here in Madison will come in the 3 to 5 inch range with snow for this particular system. There will be blowing snow and reduced visibility tonight into tomorrow, so keep that in mind as you plan your travel. Our temperatures early today are still in the single digits here in Madison, but now in the teens south of Dane County. Here's our pet walk forecast. Stella in Poinette. Don't do it. Don't climb that tree. 25 degrees is the high today with cloudy skies. News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. At the Magic Wash. At the Magic Wash.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Get over $3,700 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners with an eligible GM credit card get an additional $1,750 total allowance. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Right now, join Planet Fitness for no enrollment. $10 a month, no commitment. 2020 is over. Make your move today with tons of variety in our clean and spacious clubs. And spread out while you work out with cardio distancing and our new crowd meter. Plus, use our app to get moving anywhere. Your fitness is essential. Join for no enrollment, $10 a month, no commitment. Hurry, this deal ends January 27th.
5 Madison area locations. Sign up for $10 a month. Stop in today.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth? It's true.
That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile.
When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate First Warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day.
Connect
with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news, all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
This day is our day! This moment is our moment! Let's take the next step!
Older adults can now get a COVID vaccine in Wisconsin. Who exactly qualifies and who could join them soon?
This one does sting. It's going to take a long time to get over this one.
A heartbreaker for the Packers. We'll hear from the coach and Aaron Rodgers about that controversial field goal.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Hi there, folks. I don't think I can wish you a good morning after that game, so we hope you're hanging in there after last night's loss at Lambeau.
Oh, it stings. It stings deep. It's going to sting for a while, too. We've been through this before. This one was particularly disappointing, though. For the fourth time since winning the Super Bowl in 2010, the Packers have lost the NFC Championship game. We came close, didn't we? As some say, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, though, right? Tampa Bay just, they had a more complete game than we did. We couldn't capitalize off those turnovers. At one point, the team trailed by as much as 18 in the second half, caught up a bit. Pack had a chance to tie the game in the last 3 minutes. First and goal from inside the 10. They needed a touchdown and a two-point conversion. Instead, they kicked the field goal. And that was the last the Packers would have the ball. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur on the decision after the game.
I think anytime something doesn't work out, do you regret it? Sure. But we're always going to be process-driven here. And the way our defense was battling, the way our defense was playing, we felt like it was the right decision to do. And it just didn't work out.
Boy, weren't you just floored when they kicked that field goal instead of going for it? Aaron Rodgers says it wasn't his call, but he understands the thinking behind it. Here's how Rodgers summed it all up after the game.
I was pretty gutted. You know, it's a long season. You put so much into it to get to this point. And then, you know, the way, you know, we had our chances. So.
Yeah, we had a lot of them, didn't we? So our Zach Hanley was in Lambeau for the game. He says Rodgers sounded pretty unsure about what was ahead for him in Green Bay. Head coach Matt LaFleur says that Rodgers better be back. He's our leader. Packers fans at Lambeau seem to think Rodgers will stick around.
They played their heart out, and it wasn't enough, and we're disappointed. Hopefully Aaron will be back next year and the year after.
I love Aaron Rodgers. I hope he comes back. I know he's coming back next year. I hope he stays with us for the end of his career.
The team ended up selling 6,500 tickets to season ticket holders who had opted in over the summer. Many more came to Green Bay to tailgate.
Oof, so final score on that game, 31-26. That means the Bucs are going to play the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, in Tampa on February 7th for the Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the Bills in the AFC Championship last night. It's going to be the first time a team will get to play the championship game at their home field. You can watch that game, if you want to, right here on CBS. Boy, that was painful, Chris, and it's even worse to wake up this morning and hear we might not have Rodgers next year.
I really hope that he was just too raw with emotions and didn't have his thoughts straight, you know, or maybe didn't choose his words carefully enough there in the post-game news conference, talking about his future being uncertain with the Packers. Are you kidding me? I understand a tough loss, and Rodgers definitely did not make enough plays for the team to win yesterday. A lot of blame to go around on the defensive side of the ball. The coaching staff, a lot of people blaming the refs this morning. But to see the promos for the Super Bowl for the next 2 weeks,
salt in the wound, sir.
That's gonna sting. It's gonna sting, Leah.
Salt in the wound. You really can't blame Rodgers. I mean, tough loss.
I can blame. Yeah, I'll blame him some. Yeah, it's partially his fault.
Give him a break. Give him a break. We're just hoping he sticks around. Let's only say nice words about Rodgers for a little bit, okay?
I love you, Rodgers. Hope to see you next year.
All right, 6:33 now to our coronavirus headlines. Older adults can start getting vaccinated against COVID today, except for some in Milwaukee. The DHS says 700,000 people ages 65 and up are eligible for the shots under Phase 1B, but that doesn't mean all of them will get a shot. Milwaukee is opting to wait until next week. Mayor Barrett says they still have other people to vaccinate at the Wisconsin Center, and supply is a big concern. Now, police officers and firefighters have already been getting vaccinated under this phase for about a week now. So far, those are the only people included, but more could be added soon to that group. A state committee's final recommendations say grocers, 911 operators, prison inmates, and public transit workers should all be included. There's a special emphasis on teachers and child care workers as well. Again, these are only recommendations. The state will have the final say, though they have not said when they will make that final say. Now, the vaccine registration and distribution process, it's different for every healthcare provider. It's, of course, a new and very involved process. We want to make sure you and your loved ones know how to navigate it. We have detailed instructions on how to register. That's up on channel3000.com. All you have to do is find the Vaccine Updates tab, then scroll down to find your specific healthcare provider. So everyone has questions when it comes to this vaccine, and we want to help answer some of them for you. So joining us again this morning is UW Health Dr. Jeff Pothoff, helping us out. Good morning, Dr. Pothoff. Thanks for taking the time.
Good morning.
So I want to start with one question from our viewers. What information is there on reactions to the different vaccines, allergic or otherwise?
Yeah, there have been some reports of some allergic reactions, a type of reaction called anaphylactic reaction. So if you have seasonal allergies, you're allergic to grass or pollen, nothing to worry about. If you get, kind of nauseous when you take a medication, nothing to worry about. These are the type of reactions that people that have them typically carry around EpiPens. Now, it's not uncommon for vaccines to have these type of reactions. We do see them with other vaccines. The good news is they're very rare. So unless you have a history of anaphylactic reaction, nothing to worry about. If you do have a history of anaphylactic reaction, especially to multiple things, just talk to your primary care provider before you get the vaccine.
Can the vaccine impact your ability to have kids?
No, it cannot, and I've seen this on social media feeds, and I'm not sure where it came from. Pregnancy and the vaccines, the way those things are related is we don't have a lot of data about the vaccine in pregnancy. Now, what I'm seeing from a lot of professional societies and from individuals in our health system who are pregnant debating about the vaccine is if you could completely isolate and not really come in contact with other people, it might be reasonable to wait until there's more data. But if you are a woman who's pregnant or breastfeeding and you do come in contact with people, you're a frontline essential worker, the benefit probably is in getting the vaccine at this point.
And should a person wait until perhaps the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is out so they can only get one shot instead of the two required by the current vaccines?
Yeah, I would say unless you have a severe needle phobia, I would get the first shot that's available to you. Logistically, for us, health systems, the state, the federal government, the two-shot process is a little bit more logistically difficult. But for someone getting the vaccination, if you get a vaccination with 2 shots months before you can get a Johnson & Johnson shot, I would go for it as soon as you can get it.
All right, Dr. Pothoff, thanks for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And a reminder, you can catch Dr. Pothoff every Tuesday on Live at 4 with Susan and Mark.
Hattie McLean here now with your Alert Day forecast. Hattie, this is something we should be preparing for tonight into tomorrow morning.
Yes, it is. It's not going to impact your travel around the area today. The alert day is in the forecast for tonight through Tuesday morning for southern Wisconsin. The storm system is looking like it's going to move a little bit further to the north. Take a look. Winter weather advisories have now been posted for the southern 2 tiers of counties here in southern Wisconsin. That does include Dane County and the Madison area. They'll start at 6 p.m. this evening. Winter storm warnings are in effect for much of Illinois. The winter storm impacts again. The storm system is shifting a little bit further to the north. So that's bringing more snow into southern Wisconsin. We're also going to be dealing with blowing snow and slick roads, especially impacting the Tuesday morning commute. It's going to snow all night tonight across southern Wisconsin and not wind down until midday on Tuesday. So here's a look at what we have this morning. Again, all is quiet, no issues traveling today. But if we zoom the map out to the Midwest perspective, you'll see that there is plenty of moisture with this storm system. Lots of energy as well. Some thunderstorms rolling across southern parts of Missouri. On the northern northern edge of this storm system, we're starting to see that precipitation change over to snow in central Illinois. It's going to be all snow for us here across southern Wisconsin. We're already starting to see some of those high-level clouds move into the area, so any sunshine this morning is not going to last very long. Turning cloudy by midday today, temperatures will climb into the mid to upper 20s. Again, here's 5 o'clock. No snow moving in just yet. That happens probably after 8 or 9 o'clock for far southern Wisconsin. That snow continues to lift northward overnight, and it's still going to be snowing this time tomorrow morning. That snow will wind down. Here's a look at total accumulations. Again, we're looking at 3 to 5 inches in and around Dane County. Higher amounts, that 5 to 7 inch range for snow totals is right along the state line into northern Illinois. Our extended forecast, once the storm system moves out on Tuesday, things quiet down for the rest of the week. It'll be a little cooler though, with highs near 20 degrees.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:39 now. It is back to work for Madison teachers and students this morning. The district will pick back up with virtual learning today. Madison schools fell short on their own metrics for bringing students and staff back in person. At the time when the district was making its decision, fewer than a third of families in all grade levels preferred any type of in-person instruction, even a hybrid option. Now all those metrics are green. The district updated that data on Thursday. MMSD still hasn't shared how staff feel about coming back to the classroom, though a survey from the Madison Teachers Union shows most respondents did not want to return.
Madison is one of the districts who will not participate in winter sports this year. Dane County health officials have essentially shut down all competitions, but some other area schools are finding ways around the restrictions. High school sports making some big adjustments to deal with the pandemic. Christina Laurie is in to check with Middleton Cross Plains to see how they're adjusting.
Middleton Cross Plains is among the districts exclusively scheduling out-of-county games this January and February to allow winter sport athletes the chance to compete. But this spring could bring even more opportunities for more schools and more student athletes closer to home. Right now, Public Health Madison and Dane County guidelines stipulate no games, meets, or matches can take place in Dane County. That's why dozens of districts are turning elsewhere, scheduling out-of-county competitions while still following strict safety measures.
Mandatory mask wearing, mandatory social distancing, and most of our practices are really just consisting of skill and drill work.
Belleville, Wanakee, DeForest, Verona, Sun Prairie, and Middleton Cross Plains are among the Dane County schools allowing out-of-county competition. Because the Madison Metropolitan School District is continuing with online learning, it is not currently allowing in-person athletics. However, athletic directors from neighboring districts are optimistic Madison athletes might be able to play again soon.
I know that I've been able to, witness our coaching staff, our student athletes adhere to the policies that we have in place.
As long as county-wide numbers continue trending in the right direction.
Which will provide that opportunity for kind of our current orders to loosen up. I'm very hopeful and optimistic that we're going to be able to do more and hopefully compete within our own county at some point soon.
Whenever sports do return, one thing is for sure, the upcoming seasons will look a lot different. Because of scheduling limitations, most teams will be restricted to just 10 or fewer games. They'll have to limit the number of fans attending those competitions as well. And of course, everyone who does will have to wear masks.
Christina Laurie reporting there. To reiterate, right now, inter-county competition is not allowed here in Dane County. Tomorrow morning, we'll hear from one of the families that decision is affecting.
6:42 right now. Quiet start out there, but we do have changes on the way today. So we take a look at the first warn traffic map right now. You can expect smooth sailing conditions through most of the day, but later on this evening is when that snow is going to be moving in. Let's take a live look outside right now, 6:42, and it is an alert day. Hattie's busy tracking the timing and the totals of that incoming snow coming up in her forecast. But first, bowling for a cause, how some local students are making a difference and giving back to their community.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Get 0.9% APR for 60 months on a new 2021 RAV4 or lease a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid for $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Attention, have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-6755.
Warm up and save big during Steinhaffel's winter sale. Save 35% store-wide, and with Steinhaffel's 60-month special financing, your new room has never been more affordable. Get great deals like a Beauty Rest Queen mattress starting at $3.99. This sofa now only $4.99. A queen bed $7.99. Or this dining set just $9.49. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every style and budget. So warm up and save at Steinhaffel's winter sale.
Accurate news as it happens.
We need more vaccine to be allocated to our state.
Right here, where you live.
In 2022, we should hopefully have a new and improved Beltline.
Information that you can use.
Water backup is not part of the standard homeowners insurance coverage.
From the team you can trust.
This bomb was placed in a way that really could have hurt people.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
On the next Live at 4, a UW panel first convened a year ago gathers again to reflect on the pandemic. We'll have a preview. And film critic Will Loper runs down all the new movies and streaming shows now out.
Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
We're back at 6:45. Some elementary students are doing something good and giving back to the community they love. New this morning, I take you inside St. James Catholic School of Madison to show you how these kids are bowling for a cause.
Making a difference one penny at a time.
We're donating money so they can do more around the community.
That's what the students of St. James Catholic School are doing through physical education.
Whenever you're ready.
Over the last week, they've been bowling for a cause, where for every pin they knock down, a penny is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County.
Because what the community does for us, we should give back to them.
Boys and Girls Club does amazing work in the community. These kids have really big hearts, so I wanted to put those two together.
UW-Madison's own Cindy Kurash has been helping out the folks at St. James, who also give some gym time to her students studying physical education. She loves seeing the spark in her students and wanting to help, but still having fun at the same time.
In the world, the way it is right now, there's a lot of negativity going on, and this is just a great opportunity for them to start thinking about, good things are still happening.
Mrs. K, as the students call her, believes physical education is a place to move and learn about being a good person while you're moving. And it seems to be working with this bunch.
It was fun to get some pennies and put in a jar, and then just go back and do the same things over and over again.
It's just a great way to let kids start thinking outside the box a little bit.
And we do have some final numbers this morning. Over the last week, they were able to raise more than $158 for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. I'm told that includes all of the pennies they collected and also a generous donation by one of the parents at the school. A lot of pennies and a great cause there over at St. James. So it was fun to be able to check out and share that story. Now we want to get over to the weather forecast, Hattie, as we've got some snow on the way. You've got an alert day in the forecast.
We certainly do. Yeah, you're going to be shoveling tomorrow morning once again. We do have that alert day, but it doesn't start until tonight. Right now, just watching some high-level clouds move into the area this morning, so any sunshine, unfortunately, not going to last too long. Your best chances to see sun will be north of Dane County, and that's where temperatures are cold this morning. 2 below in Camp Douglas, 1 in the Dells. We're actually up to 9 here in Madison with those clouds. Temperatures in the teens to the south. Take a look at your day planner temperatures. Again, mostly cloudy cloudy skies through the day with a high of 27 degrees. No snow in the forecast before 4 p.m. You should be able to get to and from work no problem today. Our snow chances really ramp up after 7 or 8 o'clock here in Madison. The snow will be steady then overnight. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk more about the snow totals for southern Wisconsin.
Sounds good. Thanks, Addie. Stick around. The morning sprint is coming up next.
But first, it's January 25th. We want to say happy birthday to Drew, Lucy, and all the kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Start out with neutrals. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Next, mix and match metals and wood. Try adding contrast by using light with dark. Finally, add home-style pillows and unique farmhouse accessories. Play around and have fun. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
Fusion has it all. Modern styling, spacious interior, plenty of power. Even help to inspire confidence. Ford Co-Pilot 360. NHTSA 5-star overall crash rating. 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So while life is full of compromises, Fusion isn't one of them. Choose Ford Credit Flex Buy in 2020 Fusion with 0% APR for 66 months with an increase in monthly payments after the first 36 months plus $3,500 cash back.
So I can get the latest phones free with no hidden requirements?
Yep. And do I have to get the most expensive plan?
Nope. No plan restrictions.
Okay, but we have to trade in our phones.
Right?
Right?
Nope. Keep your phones.
Did you say free phone?
Yep. The latest phone's free for you.
Okay,
Switch to US Cellular and get the latest 5G phones free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick 'n Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick 'n Save. Fresh for everyone.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Wipe the slate clean for 2020 and start on a lasting career at Herzing University. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. A new year, a new career. It's possible. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
It is 6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Older adults can start getting vaccinated against COVID today. The DHS says 700,000 people ages 65 and up are eligible for the shots under Phase 1B, but that doesn't mean all of them will get one. Milwaukee is opting to wait until next week. Mayor Barrett says they still have other people to vaccinate at the Wisconsin Center, and supply is a concern.
Police and firefighters have already been getting vaccinated under this phase for about a week now. So far, those are the only people included, but more could be added soon. A state committee's final recommendations says grocers, 911 operators, prison inmates, and public transit workers should be included. There's a special emphasis as well on teachers and child care workers. Again, those are only recommendations. The state needs to make the final call.
The DHS's new interim secretary is set to start today. Governor Evers announced Karen Timberlake will join the DHS after President Biden nominated former Secretary-designee Andrea Palm to serve in his administration. Timberlake was the DHS secretary under former Governor Jim Doyle during the 2009 H1N1 pandemic.
State lawmakers could overturn the mask mandate this week. The Republican-controlled state legislature could vote on a resolution as soon as tomorrow. 27 Republican lawmakers have already signed on. It would have to pass both the Senate and Assembly. The mandate is also being challenged in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Evers has renewed it 3 times now. The latest mandate runs until March 20th.
It is Groundhog Day for the Packers this morning. For the 4th time since winning the Super Bowl in 2010, the Packers have lost the NFC Championship game. At one point, the Packers trailed the Buccaneers by as much as 18 points in the second half. The team caught up, though, and the Pack had a chance to tie the game in the last 3 minutes. At first and goal, they needed touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but after 3 straight incompletions, head coach Matt LaFleur chose to go for the field goal instead. Final score, 31-26. The University of Michigan is pausing all of its sports for the next 2 weeks. The school says it discovered multiple cases of the UK COVID variant in its athletic department. All student athletes, coaches, and staff will have to isolate until at least February 7th.
Breaking news, within the last 20 minutes, we've learned Dominion Voting Systems is suing Rudy Giuliani over lies about the election. The New York Times reports that suit accuses him of carrying out a, quote, viral disinformation campaign about the voting machines. It seeks more than $1.3 billion in damages. Giuliani, one of Trump's lawyers, played a key role in the former president's months-long effort to subvert the 2020 election.
Top aides to President Biden are talking with a group of moderate Democrats and Republicans on that $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. Republican lawmakers are concerned about spending more money after passing a bill in December, while Democrats want Biden to act quickly as the pandemic kills thousands of Americans each day. Many hope to approve a relief package before former President Trump's impeachment trial, which is set to start in 2 weeks.
Today, for the second time, an article of impeachment against former President Trump will be delivered in the Senate. The House impeached Trump on an incitement of insurrection charge after the Capitol Hill riots on January 6th.
Final look at traffic this morning at 6:55 as you head out the door. No issues out on the roadways at this hour. We're moving at posted speeds, but keep in mind things will be changing later today. That's your First Warn traffic.
And a First Warn weather forecast. There is an alert day in the forecast starting tonight. Here's a look at the snow totals expected by midday Tuesday. Blowing snow, reducing visibility, also issues with this storm, especially for the Tuesday morning commute. Winds are going to be increasing today from the northeast into the teens to around 20 miles an hour, so it will be windy through the evening. As you head out the door this morning, just a little bit of patchy freezing fog is possible. Otherwise, temperatures will steadily climb into the 20s. Lots of clouds are expected to move in very quickly this morning.
Thank you very much, Hattie. Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Have a good Monday. We'll be back tomorrow.